much as they learn from what we tell them to do. Too often, parents believe that they can tell their children what to do and their kids will obey, and if they don't obey, then they discipline them. But they don't understand that our children are tape recorders. They not only listen to what it is that we say, they watch what we do, and they imitate it. And because of that, if we're acting out, if we're doing things that are either against the law or that are against those principles that we're trying to teach our children so that we have them walk what we think is the straight and narrow, but at the same time we're doing something totally the opposite of what we're telling our kids, they see the difference.
Let me step in right now for a minute, because that's a good point you bring up. Octavius, you are in the field of law. You have two sets of twins, is that correct?
That's right. That's my baby. 12-year-old and 19-year-old.
Okay. What Steve just said as far as getting into the legal system, how do you think you being there as a father has impacted your children, and what do you think happens when the father's not there as far as that chance of getting into the justice system?
In terms of my own personal life, I'm pretty much a primary caretaker. My wife works hard over at Lodge, but I'm pretty much the one taking care of my children. But our relationship is based on just we communicate, not just speaking to them all the time, but just communication, open communication with my daughters. So I believe it is beneficial as far as the time we spend together. We spend a lot of quality time. And they appreciate it. They tell me as much. But in terms of the criminal justice system, I'm a former prosecutor, worked for Mr. Shortstein and Andrew McCord for 10 years until I recently went on my own. It's devastating to Jacksonville. That's the amount of time that some young men are getting for, I'm not going to say any crime is minor, but just for some things that aren't the most serious things in the world that you can get 10, 15, 20 years for. And the devastation is that the kids they don't have that father around. And I'm not saying anything anyone doesn't know, but those children are missing their fathers. I see young ladies come in, good ladies, they got jobs, they come in with the kids, and the kind of sentences that are being perpetrated in Jacksonville. So I'm just going to advocate for that. One, do not do the crimes, but also we need some revamping and some change in Jacksonville in terms of how we treat crime and sentencing. It is devastating the black community, and it seems as if it might be deliberately against the black community. I'm just going to say it, because the ones that have been hurt the most are black.
I want them to hear that piece that you said.
As far as the justice system, what is the difference that fathers or the father not being there in justice? And I want to add a little something for you, Ron. You recently shared with me that you made a decision to change as far as your employment, in part because you wanted to be more engaged with your children. So can you build on what Octavius talked about as far as when the father's not there, and what do we have to do as fathers to make that effort to be in the child's life?
First, my foundation was that I always knew my father. He was always in the house, and he was part of my life. And my wife asked, what do I miss the most about my father who recently passed away? That was his voice. He had a voice that would carry a message when I was a young man to today. And you're talking about the things that he did for not only me, but the community. At his funeral, it took almost 4 hours for people to pass through and give their condolences because of what he did in his community. It's very important for me to take on that mantle that he passed on to care for not only my family, my son is 22 and doing well, but to now give back. I was working for a corporation that said that in their motto, but when it came to act in the community, it was a different story. And so I had to make a decision when I go back into corporate America, or when I come out tonight and start being involved in the community and share my story, and not only share my story, but be there for young men who do not have a voice to listen to. It's very important that men hear other men talk about what they go through. There's not a woman in this room that can tell a young man what it's like to be a young man. One of the other things that my father taught me was that you can grow up and be an old male, or you can grow up and be a man. And that means that you have to sit down under some mentoring and some tough love. And there's only one person that can give that to you, and that's a father.
I'm about to hit you, but I want to do something with the audience first. I'd like for, and you don't have to raise your hand, you don't have to stand up, but as you think the word, when you think about fathers, I would like for you to give me one word that a father represents to you. And I'd like to hear them right now. Just shout it out.
Abandonment.
Abandonment, security. Anybody else?
Role model.
Role model.
Leadership.
Discipline. Leadership.
Disappointment.
Disappointment.
Firmness.
Strength. Firmness. King.
Sadness.
Sadness. Encouragement. Okay, so let's hold that here for a minute. All those things that you heard, I'm giving him an interesting question. As a father representing S.P. Livingston, as a real man representing, what would you like to see the fathers of S.P. Livingston, of Butler, and other schools doing? What out of those characteristics do you think, from your personal perspective, are important for them to bring to our children?
I think simply just being there. Start just being there.
Being there. Okay.
That's right. That's the most important thing. Senior I think just the initial step of being there, the father there.
You can't have any of those characteristics if the father's not there. Is that true? What is one thing, for any of the panel, what is one thing that, if I gave you one word, give me one word that your father, because they were around, instilled in you. What's one characteristic or attribute that you have now? That character. See? Love.
Loving and encouraging. I think this
Discipline. What does discipline mean to you from a father's standpoint?
showing right from wrong. Keep them in line, keep things in order. Because in the real world, you need that.
Anybody remember being disciplined by their fathers if their fathers were around? And let's take it back. I see their dogs. I want my young people. Any of y'all had your fathers or male discipline you? If you have, raise your hand. What's your name? Shakira? That's a pretty name. Shakira, whenever anybody asks you your name, I want you to say it nice and loud so they know how pretty it is, okay? Now, what's your name? Shakira. Thank you. When you got disciplined, did it feel good at first? No. But afterwards, did you think they did it because they didn't like you or because they loved you? And it made you feel like they cared, right? Now, that was a good feel, even though you didn't like the discipline, but at least you knew that it meant something to them, right? What about you, sir? When you got disciplined in the nice tie, when you got disciplined, what's your name? Say it loud.
Clarence.
Clarence. How did you feel when you got disciplined?
Bad.
Bad? Did you feel you deserved the discipline?
I feel that it taught me a lesson.
Say that loud.
I feel that it taught me a lesson.
It taught you a lesson. So would you say that because you had a male around, that, go ahead.
I say, I'd rather be disciplined by a man instead of being disciplined by the law.
Woo! All right. That's good, right? But isn't that why we're here? I'm sorry, we are supposed to be just talking real. That's why I'm not really going by the script. Okay? Because I found the best lessons in life is when you get rid of the script and you just bring it. Fair enough? All right. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
That just goes to show you when we're absent, something will take our place. And it's not the best thing that takes our place. And so when we're not there disciplining, like the young man said, they don't show no love. They got a job. And a lot of times they don't like doing their job. So they're going to take that out on you. So they got to be careful.
Okay, but there's somebody that may be thinking, yeah, my dad's not around, or I'm not in a good place in a relationship. What are some ways that a man can be that role model, can be that presence, even if he's not in the home?
Simple word presence. Presence doesn't mean physical. The spirit of the Father has to be in the home. I watched this young man staring into this child's eyes. She'll never forget it unless you let her. No doubt. Okay? She has your spirit. And when that child has your spirit, the presence is available. You teach your children. You instruct your children way before discipline comes. Okay? And therefore, when you are on leave because you're in the military, that child waits for you. They yearn for you. They hear your voice. They have memory of you. Those are the things that, when they say present, it's not the physical. After we leave here, there's a spirit that we're going to take with us. And it's a memory of us being involved together. And that's what fathers will always leave as a residue with their children, good or bad, as Steve said. It's your choice, gentlemen, how you leave your children, so that they rejoice when you come home.
I had something to add. Excuse me, I had the unfortunate experience of having a divorce from my first wife. And one of the things that was really important for the relationship with my sons, well, actually I divorced her twice, I married her twice, but that's another story. I had custody the first time, she had custody the second time. Nonetheless, the second time, despite the fact that I didn't have custody of them, the relationship that I had with them had been built strongly enough that even though I couldn't be there all the time, I made absolutely certain every single day, if I were at work, if I were out of town, wherever I was, they heard my voice on the telephone. They heard me find out from them what happened. They just don't.
Oh, you have something?
Just a little bit. I was thinking in terms of the homes that do not have fathers in them. Maybe the fathers do a good time, maybe not, maybe it's the seats. We're here at part of 100 Black Men, at least, where we're acting as that substitute. You know, I was telling you before I had to take my mentee out. Love him like my own son. My son's in college now, so I can't really communicate with him. I communicate with him, but I'm not in his dorm room with him. So, like Robert was saying earlier, when you got to take care of more than the black men, this is an urgent crisis that we're in right now. So I'm not really telling anyone anything new here, but we need to do more than just our family. So when your kids get old enough, take care of themselves, or they up in college or out of the house, they need to give back. So my biggest disappointment in Jacksonville, if I could call out Duval County, is that we are the 100 Black Men in Jacksonville, but we have 25 members in our organization. Now, every time I go to City Public, I'll say the same thing. It's an embarrassment of a city of a million people with 29% black. And when you start doing the numbers, like, damn, we have a few hundred thousand black folks in Jacksonville, and yet so many of us just go home and don't see the plight that's happening. And if you really think about what's going on in the black community, you can boil it all down to the lack of real fathers in the home. Everything going on in the crime rate, everything going on in the education system, disease, all that boils down to really lack of leadership in the home and leaving the children to raise yourself. So that's up to my encouragement. If mothers out there don't have men in terms of being role models and mentors, get an organization. There's so many case like children, they just name all. There's so many organizations in Jacksonville that are willing to step in and help you out with that situation. But you have to have somebody. Otherwise, those little boys raising, they will try you one day. 12, 13, 14, they will try you. I prosecute, I know, they come in, they can bowl, F my mom and all, they got all kinds of things to say, and the system is not nice to us at that point. So, there's organizations out there, 100 Black Men is just one of them, obviously just 25 members, but we're doing the best we can in terms of our resources.
As you think, and we're wrapping up this short segment. First, this segment should go on for hours. Y'all know that. Y'all know this. All right. But we understand, and I think something was said earlier by Ms. Jewell. The people that are here were the ones that need to hear the message that's being brought through the mouths of these gentlemen. So I'm very grateful that every seat that is full is full. Fair enough? Fair enough. What are your last words of encouragement, either to women or men? What is something you would like somebody to leave as they're in their car or they're catching their bus or walking on? What's one thing you'd like to hear them resonate in their mind, really think about when it comes to fathers and what could be done leaving kids?
A concern I have. If you are a single mom and there's a father, your child has a father, and you not being active, or with a deadbeat dad, something like that, I would just encourage women to reach out to that man. Even at this point, over and over again, a lot of times men are weak. We probably brave and strong, but there's a disconnect between ourselves and our children. We're afraid to make that jump to reconnect with the child, to be the former. But if you can ease that relationship, to make it happen, just encourage that relationship, a lot of fathers will respond to that. Just let them understand you're not looking for money, it's the time. And a lot of them will respond to that. So I just encourage that if there's single mothers out there, and that fathers out there not doing what they're supposed to do right now, be receptive to that relationship and encourage them.
I think it's important that, excuse me, that people understand how important communication is. Communication to all relationships generally, but the relationships between the father of children and the children themselves. As Robert said a little earlier, his father's voice resonates in his head as we speak. Children remember, even from the youngest ages, the things that they learn at their parents' knees. And when there's a strong male figure in a child's life, whether it be a boy or a girl, that presence will remain. It's important for not only boys to understand what a man is about, because ultimately they'll grow to be men themselves. It's also important for girls to understand what a man is about, because men in young girls' lives represent the template for the husband that they'll be looking for. Whereas the men
I understand there's differences between a man and a female when it comes to maybe being in the house and not in the house. But my wife and I realize that it's still important that our differences should never be seen by our children. Because when they see our differences, we force our children to take sides. If you like it or not, hate goes in one and love goes in the other. I believe that you can't love one and despise the other. You have to show unity in that regard when it comes to a child. And so if we find ourselves about to argue, we postpone it. We have to postpone it for the kids. And I remember my daughter, she's now 15, she says, "Do you and Daddy ever fight?" I said, "All the time, but we never do." And because of that, the respect that we got from our children really helps them understand that differences are going to be in a relationship. But doesn't mean that it's overshadowing the love that we have in our relationship. So there's 11 principles that I write down. I have them in my pocket. And one is that I got to remember to love the woman of my child and respect her. Because without that, my children don't have a chance. They will never get to know me, or they will never get to know my wife. And that's important because that's who they are. They're a union of both, if you like it or not.
I have to go back to what was said earlier about the situation that the community is in. I think it's now more important together as a community works together, because of fathers not being here, and just be here for the
Well, I think we need to give these gentlemen a